In a single lifetime, Genghis Khan achieved what many empires could only dream of. He conquered more land, expanding his dominion across vast swathes of Asia. In fact, he conquered more land than the Romans did in 4 centuries, a testament to his military genius and the effectiveness of his forces. But his true secret weapon wasn't a sword, a siege engine, or even a massive army of skilled warriors, though he certainly possessed all of those. It was something far more fundamental to Mongol society and their way of life. It was his horse. These small, shaggy animals, often overlooked in the grand narratives of conquest, were the very heart of the Mongol people, inextricably linked to their survival and success. They were more than just livestock. They were their family, providing sustenance, companionship, and a vital connection to their nomadic heritage. They were their tools, carrying their belongings, enabling them to traverse vast distances and providing the means to sustain their mobile lifestyle. And of course they were their weapons, transforming ordinary men into swift and deadly cavalry, capable of outmaneuvering and overwhelming their enemies. To truly understand the rise of Genghis Khan and the Mongol Empire, you must first understand the profound relationship between the Mongol people and the Mongol horse. These horses were the very engines of his ambition, the driving force behind his relentless expansion. They were perfectly adapted to the harsh Mongolian steppe, capable of enduring extreme temperatures and foraging for food in the most desolate landscapes. Without them, the logistical challenges of supplying and moving a large army across such vast territories would have been insurmountable, making the conquest of vast lands utterly impossible. The Mongols' deep and abiding partnership with their horses allowed them to move faster than any army before them, fight smarter, utilizing innovative cavalry tactics that baffled their enemies, and survive in conditions that would have decimated other armies, allowing them to conquer where others failed. This is not just a story of a great leader and his military prowess, but of a profound and enduring connection between people and animals, a symbiotic relationship that shaped the course of history. As we begin this journey into the heart of the Mongol Empire, let's focus our attention on the unsung heroes of this epic tale, the remarkable and resilient Mongol horses. Prepare to be amazed and inspired by the extraordinary capabilities of what these seemingly small and unassuming ponies could truly do. Before the thunder of hooves echoed across continents, before the vast empire that stretched from sea to sea, there was Temujin, a name whispered in the winds, a legend in the making, later known to the world as Genghis Khan. Born into a world of brutal winters and unforgiving landscapes in 1162 on the cold Mongolian plains, his early life was not one of privilege or ease, but marked by hardship, constant struggle, and the daily fight for survival. Orphaned and abandoned at a young age, left to fend for himself in a world that offered little mercy, Temujin learned the harsh lessons of the steppe. To fight with unwavering ferocity, hunt with cunning and precision, and endure beyond the limits of human expectation. These early trials, these relentless challenges, forged him into a leader of unmatched determination, a man who would not yield. He understood the necessity of unity, and so he united the warring Mongol tribes, not just through brute force and conquest, but by rewarding unwavering loyalty, fostering a sense of shared destiny, and creating a new just code of laws that applied to all. By 1206, after decades of struggle and unification, he was proclaimed Genghis Khan, the universal ruler, the leader of all Mongols. His army was unlike any the world had seen, a force comprised of expert horsemen moving like the wind itself, covering vast distances with incredible speed and striking with devastating force. Their mobility on the battlefield was unmatched, a whirlwind of mounted warriors, thanks to their inseparable bond with their hardy, resilient horses. Genghis Khan's true genius lay in recognizing and harnessing the inherent power of his people and their profound connection with their horses, understanding that together they were an unstoppable force. He didn't need to invent a new, complex weapon to conquer the world. He simply perfected the use of the bow and arrow, the weapon his people already possessed and wielded with unparalleled skill. The incredible story of his conquests, the rise of the Mongol Empire, is inextricably linked and inseparable from the story of the Mongol horse. Together, man and beast, they rode across history, leaving an indelible mark and forever changing the course of the world. For a Mongol, a horse was far more than just a mode of transportation. It wasn't simply a beast of burden or a tool for war. It was a lifelong companion, a partner in survival, and a member of the family. The bond between a Mongol and their horse was a sacred one, forged in the harsh landscapes of the steppe. Children learned to ride almost as soon as they could walk, practically growing up in the saddle. They learned to anticipate their horses' movements, becoming one with their horses in a seamless partnership. This deep bond meant a rider and horse moved as a single unit, a fluid and responsive entity on the battlefield. This unity freed the warriors' hands for archery, allowing them to become incredibly skilled mounted archers. Mongol archers could fire accurately at full gallop, a feat that required immense skill and trust between horse and rider. This accuracy was all thanks to their horses' steady partnership, providing a stable platform even at breakneck speeds. Horses were cared for like family, often receiving better treatment than the warriors themselves. They were rotated on journeys to keep them strong and healthy, ensuring they were always ready for battle. And they were deeply mourned when lost, a testament to the profound connection between man and beast. The Mongols even believed the spirits of their best horses would join them in the afterlife, continuing their partnership beyond the mortal realm. Every Mongol was an expert rider, a skill honed from childhood and essential to their way of life. This universal horsemanship made their army a force of perfect partnerships, where every soldier was a highly mobile and skilled warrior. Unlike other armies, where infantry and cavalry were distinct units, the Mongols were their horses. In essence, every soldier was cavalry, creating a uniquely mobile and adaptable fighting force. This unity gave them unmatched speed, allowing them to outmaneuver and overwhelm their enemies with surprising swiftness. It also provided unparalleled coordination and flexibility on the battlefield, enabling them to adapt to changing circumstances with ease. When you saw a Mongol army, you saw thousands of man and horse teams moving as one, a terrifying spectacle of coordinated power. This profound bond, this unbreakable partnership between man and horse, was their greatest secret weapon, the key to their unprecedented military success. Mongol horses didn't look impressive, small, shaggy, more like ponies than war horses, but their strength was in their toughness and endurance. They could find their own food digging through snow for grass and survive harsh conditions. Unlike other armies, the Mongols didn't need supply wagons. Their horses lived off the land. These horses grew thick coats for winter, shed them for summer, and could travel for days with little rest. Warriors brought several horses each, switching mounts to cover up to 100 miles a day. The Mongol horse was like a reliable all-terrain vehicle, self-sufficient and unstoppable. While knights' horses needed constant care, Mongol horses thrived in the wild. Their resilience was the result of centuries of natural selection on the steppe. Genghis Khan recognized their power and built his empire on their backs. The Mongol horse was the ultimate tool for conquest. With their horses, the Mongols revolutionized warfare. Their army was a mobile archery platform, using speed and maneuverability to dominate. They circled enemies, firing arrows from a distance, avoiding direct clashes. The feigned retreat was a favorite tactic. Pretend to flee, lure the enemy out, then turn and destroy them. This required discipline and incredible horsemanship. Horses enabled rapid communication. Commanders used flags to direct thousands of riders in perfect unison. The Mongol army could react instantly, making them flexible and unpredictable. The horse wasn't just transport. It was central to Mongol tactics. It gave them control over when and where to fight, wearing down enemies from afar. In the 13th century, the Mongol horseman was the tank of the battlefield, mobile, powerful, and unmatched. Their four-legged partners made them nearly invincible. The Mongol horse shaped not just warfare, but the entire Mongol way of life. The Mongols were nomads, their wealth measured in animals, especially horses. Horses provided milk, meat, leather, hair, and even fuel from their dung. Mare's milk, fermented into airag, was a dietary staple. In hardship, warriors could drink a little horse blood to survive. Every Mongol was an expert rider, making the whole society a ready-made army. Daily life, herding, hunting, traveling, was training for war. The skills and resilience developed through horse-centered living made Mongol soldiers the best of their age. The economic stability from horse herding gave Genghis Khan a strong foundation. Without the horse, the Mongol Empire would have been impossible. Their empire was built on the backs of these remarkable animals. Conquering an empire is one thing, governing is another. Genghis Khan's solution was the yam, the world's first national postal system powered by horses. Relay stations every 20-30 miles provided fresh horses and supplies for messengers. Riders with special medallions could travel up to 200 miles a day, carrying vital messages across the empire. The yam was the nervous system of Mongol rule, enabling rapid communication, troop movement and trade. Even Marco Polo marveled at its efficiency. The yam made the empire safer, more connected, and fostered trade and cultural exchange. All of this was made possible by the steady rhythm of galloping hooves. The story of Genghis Khan and his horses offers timeless lessons. The Mongols didn't have the biggest horses or best armor. They perfected what they had. True strength comes from resourcefulness and adaptation. Their success was built on teamwork, the synergy between rider and horse. This partnership created something greater than the sum of its parts. The Mongols respected nature, living in harmony with their environment and animals. Their horses' endurance teaches us about resilience, surviving and thriving in harsh conditions. Like the steppe horse, we can develop strength to overcome challenges. The Mongol story reminds us, great achievements come from strong partnerships and respect for the world around us. The spirit of the Mongol horse is one of survival and unstoppable perseverance. We've seen how Genghis Khan's greatest ally was the Mongol horse, a partner, provider, and the engine of empire. This partnership enabled revolutionary tactics, economic stability, and a connected world. The Mongols didn't invent new machines, they perfected a relationship with nature. Their story is a lesson in adaptation, synergy, and harnessing what's around us. Today, with all our technology, we must ask, what is the Mongol horse of our time? Are we using our resources to build a better, more connected world? The answer may shape our future just as the horse shaped theirs.